Boom. Yo. This is Sunny hanging out with the Cloud Gaming Stadia peeps. What's up? Sunny today in the house. What's up, guys? How's it going? Oh my goodness, jamming with some music. I've never played this music before. Hopefully everything. What's up? Yo, we got a ton of people in the chat. Hold on. Let me check my sound levels. All right, it's a little loud. What's up? Let me say what's up to a ton of you guys in the chat. We got Kamarley in the house. First one from my messages. I know a lot of people have been messaging the last couple days here, but thank you. Marley, good to see you, my man. We got Sven, who's at work, chilling, having a good time. We got Owen. What's up, Owen? I don't know if he's still watching. Stadia Vet Gaming, how's it going, my man? Wolfgang, I just saw your message, Wolfgang. Really appreciate that. I think you said when I had only 100 subs. Wolf, I don't remember you from that far back, but I do remember quite a few people. But that's awesome, my man. Thank you, and I'm glad you enjoyed the judgment video. Stadia Vet says he's not going to donate today. We got Brotherhood of Stadia. What's up, my man? Good to see you here this week as well. We got Eddie in the house. We got DJ. The waffle emoji's dope. I grabbed a random waffle emote, but I wanted to get it in here. What's up? Yeah, we are live. Yes, this is live. Yeah, I'm gonna try to look more at the camera, so I have my chat on this little screen. So I need my glasses so I can see from this far out. Bro, you're looking fresh. You had a cut? And no, I did not. I need to shave so bad, and I need everything, man. I told my wife that I'm gonna be getting a haircut finally after a year. All right, let me lower that a little bit. Yo, now it's good. What's up, Geek the Sneak, Dark Rico, Gary? What's up, Gary and Randy? Good to see you guys. Loving how we're seeing just the familiar faces every week. It's really cool. Amon says you're gonna watching some Corn live. That's good. You said oh no, you decided Sunny instead. It's all good. Greg says copyright strike incoming. No copyrights. This music's copyright free. Reg, good to see you here on the live stream, my man. Thank you for all your messages during my videos. Kate, same as you. Thank you for retweeting and all the good stuff, Kate. Really appreciate you, and glad. I know it's really late for you guys in the EU, so thank you for hanging out with me today. Cyprin, good to see you, Cyprin. I hope you're enjoying yourself, my man. You're not working too hard. Wait, does that emote have a little white box on it? Oh, that sucks. We'll fix that. I'll fix that emote. It shouldn't have a little white box around it. We need a Sunny with a mullet / beard. I mean, I've had my moments in this past year with the quarantines with a mullet and a beard. It's been pretty bad. Yo, we're starting off with a super chat here. Thank you, Reg. Can you say at loud your favorite cloud service? It's Stadia. I have not been secretive about that at all. My favorite service platform is definitely been Stadia. That's not been a secret. I've said it a bunch of times. I love Stadia. Thank you for the $2, Reg. John Wilson says, sé que sabes español. Tengo unas preguntas. Cuando una broma se convierte en una broma de papa. I don't know that first question. Cuando cuesta los dosis de una I don't know what you're saying. I think I saw you comment, John. I do know Spanish, but I don't know your questions. Sorry. No entiendo los preguntas. Jimmy says, is Valheim or Rust coming to Stadia? Man, that'd be great, but I haven't heard any news on that. Yo, what's up, Clone, Snatch, Rouster, Annibal, Kate? You look good, Sonny. You're most welcome. Thank you for that, Kate. So, guys, today we are giving out judgment on Stadia. I love the game, and I can't wait to see who wins it today. I don't know if I have any room to give. I feel like I want to give out one more game today. We'll just see how it goes, but for sure we're giving out judgment. So let's see if we can start getting that set up right now, because I know some of you guys are typing in exclamation raffle. The bot's finally been working. I still have nightmares from when the bot didn't work like 6 months ago. That was kind of a nightmare. So I still have PTSD from that moment. But there it is. We're getting the bot going. Rex says, yo soy español y no entiendo las preguntas. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I play Stadia more than any other cloud service. Consoles have been out of stock. That's exactly correct, Gary. Gary, it's funny. I've said this a bunch of times and I've joked on the Discord, but now it happened again this past week. I had an Xbox Series S, not the X, the S, which I'm not a... If I feel like if I'm going to get one of the new Xboxes, it's going to be the X. And I had the S in my cart ready to buy and I just didn't pull the trigger. It's the fourth time that's happened. I've had 2 PlayStation 5s and I could have hit the buy buttons. I got to the point where I can hit the buy buttons and I just can't do it. And I'm just not... I just don't care about next gen, and the only reason I'd get it is for coverage for the channel to do comparisons. But man, oh man, I'm just not like in a hurry, don't care, and I've been enjoying cloud gaming itself, mostly Stadia. That's mostly what I've been doing. So Red Bear says, was thinking about it. Stadia is the only true free cloud service. Luna, xCloud, etc. have no free model. That's pretty true. GeForce Now has a free model as well, but it's just not as good. It's pretty crappy. Like Stadia is the one that's got like the most like non-restrictive free model, but the only problem is we need just more games. But even then, like Destiny 2 is pretty good. So SSR says the Judgment video was fire. Thank you. Randy comes in with the 5. Good to see you, brother. I hope all is well. Best cloud gaming channel in the community. Thank you for that, Randy. Thank you every week for your support, my man. Randy, I'm pretty sure, Randy, if you miss one of these weeks, I'm going to flat out just miss you, my man. So really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, Randy. Stadia Vet says, everyone watching, 73 watching, make sure to smash that button. Yes, guys, hit that like button today. I don't usually push the like button too much, but for sure today, if you can hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Let's see if like the YouTube algorithm with all the likes during the live stream pushes this stream on. We get new people coming out and hanging out with us today. So I'd really appreciate it. Redbeard says Judgment is fantastic. Been playing it since yesterday. Reminds me of Shenmue. If anyone's ever played those back in the day, I've never played those, but yeah, and I probably pronounced that wrong. But yeah, I've been enjoying Judgment quite a bit. So we got a lot of people getting in the raffle. Make sure you guys get in the raffle. We are giving out Judgment today. I'm excited for this giveaway. Keep in mind today when I pull this. When I pull this game and this name, you have to be present. If you do exclamation raffle and you aren't present when I actually pull the giveaway later, you don't win. And we've had a couple of people who have messaged me who've won before, and they come back and go, please, Sonny, please give me something. And I'm just like, no. So we have very strict rules on that. And there have been big supporters of the channel as well, like with comments and everything. And I feel super bad, but you gotta be present because it's not fair to everyone else that's present for these polls. So just letting you know. Jimmy says, when is GTA 5 at next gen for cloud game? Well, we need the announcement of GTA 5 remastered itself, and at that point maybe we can start to get an idea of if it's coming to Stadia and when that could come. So we're kind of in that mode waiting for that. Rouster says, I played about 2 hours of the third Immortals Phoenix Rising DLC, and there was only one puzzle. Is this the top-down one? I'm more of a Diablo adventure top-down view with a lot of fighting platforming. See, I don't care for too much platforming though, but I did notice the top-down, which is really strange. Dark Rico coming in with the 5. Thank you, my man. Really appreciate that, Dark Rico. Thank you, man. Sorry for the confusion with the key giveaways, by the way. Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm glad you were able to get your key. Yo, Kevin Dunlap, what's up, my man? Guess who? What's up, Sonny? Good to see you, my man. SSR says, where's Schlazzy Bonk? Schlazzy Bonk. Was he here last week and you guys were trolling me? Did he like enter in the raffle? Does he only enter in the raffles and then disappears? Dallas says, will COD or Rainbow Six come to Stadia first? My guess is Rainbow Six. Eamon says, games on Stadia working so much better than xCloud, and the specs on Stadia are lit. For sure, my man. Dark, thank you again for the 5. Marcus, thank you for the 2, man. Thank you guys for the donations. Very, very much appreciated. I'm excited, guys. Here in about a month and a half, I'm going to bring this up like every week. But in a month and a half, you guys are going to see a whole new setup. You're going to no longer see the dumb camera on the side. I'm not going to be sideways. It's going to be in front of my face. I'm so excited. I'm going to be moving. And I'm going to have a dedicated room for streaming. And doing videos, and even my videos are going to change up a little bit as well. They're going to be completely different. No, they were not going to be completely different, but they're going to be a little bit different. Very little bit different. They're going to be different, but you'll see. So I'm very, very excited for that. Yo, we got a new member. Welcome to the Sunny Club. Tell. Thank you for the Sunny Bronze, my man. Appreciate that. Any news on Fallout 76? If you're talking about Fallout 76 for Stadia, there's a good chance that's never happening now. So you are Schlazzy Bunk at Sunny. No, I'm definitely not as cool as Schlazzy, the Schlaz man. There isn't much platforming, to be honest. I was talking about the top-down feel. Oh, I see what you're saying. Cool. Yeah, the thing with top-down games for me is if there isn't loot, then I'm not as into it. I do like twin-stick shooters though, but not so much like the action. No, it's kind of a mixed bag there for me. Keep that tree also when you move. John, the tree's not moving, my man. The tree is gonna stay. The tree is a fixture going forward for the rest of my streaming days from here until I die. We're gonna keep that tree in the background. Sunny, create a video where we search for Schlazzy Bonk. Maybe for only the members or something. The Schlaz man. Snatched Batch, thank you for the $2, my man. Really appreciate that dono, sir. Fred says, hey guys, good morning, good night. For sure, Fred, thank you, man, for coming on. Any big guesses or for May besides Ark and Resident Evil, Sunny? No, man, those are my guesses pretty much in regards to Ark finally going to be coming May. I'm really shocked at the fact that it's taken until May. It's funny because I think someone mentioned in one of my comments and they said this is kind of par for the course for those developers. They tend to be pretty late on their stuff, so it could be one of those reasons where Stadia is just like, this is why we don't announce stuff, because developers of Ark, you know, it was supposed to be coming early 2021 and we're about to hit May. So pretty much everything that I have been telling you guys for the last couple months that's going to be coming out has now appeared pretty much. So I don't have any guesses. I was telling you guys last week that I think there could be something coming up this summer, but it's not for sure that I know. Like it's not one of those things that I was told directly and it's like this concrete thing. It's one of those things where I've been guessing and I think it's a pretty good guess, but I'm gonna wait until we get closer to summer when they announce it. It should be a game that a lot of you guys will, I think, like for Stadia, but that's about all I know. Yo, what's up, David Espinoza? What's up, my man? SSR is Schlazzy. If there was somebody I would guess is Schlazzy, it's him. Fred, you want to sleep? Go ahead, man. Go get some sleep. I don't want to keep you guys up. I know it's late in some parts of the world. Eddie says, I can't wait for the RE8 demo. Yes, I'm very, very excited for it. What is this music? Sunny, what a gem Judgment is. Yes, Ruben, I agree. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed Judgment. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was like surprised at how much I was enjoying the game. Can we please make this a Game Pass channel? What's up, Dancing Panda? How's it going, man? No, man. I'm excited for what's to come for Stadia. I used to be so pressed about getting an Xbox Series X, and now cloud gaming is my main. That's awesome, Randy. I'm like you, Randy. I'm just kind of like taking it as it goes. Like one day, here's the thing, like if I get the next gen consoles, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to play on them anyways. They're just going to be there for, you know, like if I have to cover something xCloud related or PlayStation Now, I'm sure we'll do something with the PlayStation 5. Like those are really the only reasons I'm getting them. I just prefer the versatility of cloud gaming, and Stadia is at the forefront of that. Life is Strange game looks good on Stadia. I have a video coming up. Thank you for that, Gary. I have a video coming up, and it's another Opera GX video. And I can't release it to you guys because I'm waiting for their approval, and they're taking forever. So this is kind of my foray into dealing with sponsors, and it's been kind of frustrating if I'm being honest. I missed one new thing that they added to Opera GX. And I didn't put it because I used my last video that I recorded for it, and they were like, redo it please, and please add the new feature. And the new feature, I'm just like, okay, it's cool, but I was just like, dang it, so now I got to redo the whole video. So it should be out here in the next 2 days, but it's about games, so that's why you reminded me of the Life is Strange. Jem had an amazing point about Mafia. He said that maybe a platform said we want 12 months of exclusivity deal from Stadia. So Jem said maybe it'll come out 1 year later. I mean, that's possible, but I honestly feel that's a little bit of a stretch. I honestly feel it's a little bit of a stretch, but those types of deals do get made all the time, Eli. So I mean, it's possible, but it just feels like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if people are caring that much to kind of blanket Stadia out. I don't think it's like that important. So it's possible, but it just feels like it's a stretch. It's weird that we haven't seen Mafia. I'll say that. So it's kind of hard to come up with why. And Eduardo was asking the same question about Mafia. I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost. For me, it's like it's the same stuff with 2K though. 2K, they don't fix a lot of the games that are on, like, problems that we've had with games with 2K on Stadia. Like NBA 2K took like 6 months before they could fix some basic bugs. But that's the thing, they've done that with not just Stadia, they did that with the Nintendo Switch. It would take forever for them to do updates on the Switch. So they're just, for me, they're just kind of, they're a little lazy over there. So I don't know. Listen, I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, and I'm going to be a little vague, so I apologize. But there was a game that was made for Stadia, and the game was made and they canceled it, and nobody knows what that game is, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's not that big a deal of a game. So things do happen to where Stadia, I think, goes and tells a publisher or developer, and they say, hey, we kind of changed our mind. Could we potentially get this other game on Stadia instead? And it's possible something like that happened with Mafia. My thing is, if something like that did happen with Mafia, kind of in that scenario with that game that I'm talking about, then I would like for Stadia to be like, you know, Mafia is not going to be coming. Obviously, we know that would create some problem, a little bit of drama within the community, but, you know, it's better to be transparent and say, hey, we decided to go a different route. So it's possible that Stadia could have gone and said, you know what, let's scratch Mafia. Let's instead get this game from you guys. So it's possible, because I know that it's happened somewhere else. Does that make sense, guys? Dark says, I've been using Opera GX since the first time you mentioned it. It's been great. That's awesome, Dark. That's awesome. Hardly no new games on Xbox nowadays. Doesn't make me want to buy a new Xbox. I hear you on that. It's been slow like that for all the platforms now. Do you think the new app for Android Google TV has keyboard and mouse support? You know, that's a great question, Rasmus. I don't think it will, not right away, but man, I would be so happy if that ends up happening. Hey, Bad Dog says, hey, Sonny, enjoy your vids. What games would you like to be announced for Stadia Pro next week? That's a great question. I haven't thought about it. Man, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I'm gonna have to circle back with you on that one. Can you use Opera GX for Stadia? Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even have taken the sponsor if I couldn't use it. I changed my name and I'm still not getting tickets. You probably have tickets, my man. It's just not gonna tell you. I'm on chapter 3 on Judgment, and this game is the only best way on Stadia game. That's awesome, Billy. Glad you're enjoying Judgment. Chris says, hello, Sonny. Again, as always, thank you for the great and positive content. You're awesome. Thank you for that, Chris. Really appreciate that. Sonny with the tea. Yes, it is a little. I got some tea right here. When's PlayStation? What PlayStation's doing about adding this 100 gigs of memory to play? I saw that, Kate. I don't know anything about that. Marcus says, ironically, there are a few things clearer than a lack of transparency. Not sure what you mean by that. All I know is 2 Bandai Namco games will be on Xbox Series X and PS5. What games are you talking about? What's up, Pete? How's it going? Hey, yo, Sonny. What can you tell us that we already don't know? Here's the thing. Like, I can't tell you anything that you guys don't. Like, if I get information that, like, is, like, I know that's a little bit secretive, I could potentially get, you know, dear friends of mine in trouble. So that's why I'm extremely vague and I don't say anything. I could easily be the guy that just says, oh, hey, there's this new news, and, like, use that to my advantage, but that's not who I am. So I don't really have any news to share that you guys don't already know. Yes, Eric, Disco Elysium, I think, did get patched. You know, it's crazy, guys. I saw something, and I haven't made a video about this. I was trying to hopefully get a video out this morning, but did you guys see that Diablo Blizzard was doing a survey to see if people were interested in cloud gaming, and they put Stadia and GeForce Now? Did you guys know about this? I haven't talked about it yet because I've been waiting, because I really want to talk about it. I want to make it into a video, and I haven't had the time. You guys know how insanely like excited I'm gonna be? You guys know? Some of you guys haven't heard it. Yeah, my next video will have it. It's a survey. It's not, Diablo's not coming to Stadia. It's not officially announced. Yes, this is live. I'm live right now, Ryan. Eli says, if you know something now, but we don't know it, will you tell us when there's an official announcement that you knew in advance? So, no. Sometimes I will. It depends on the news, and sometimes I won't. Because even telling you guys that I knew something about something can get somebody in trouble. So, I have a little bit, though, in my defense. There's been some stuff where I've said, yeah, I kind of knew about that in advance. I know I'm sounding kind of like I'm trying to act like I'm important, but I swear to you, I don't do that type of stuff. That's not in me. I don't care that much, you know, but I know that there's, like, for instance, I always keep telling you guys, there's 2 games that are going to be coming out later this year that I know some of you guys, well, I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited for one of them. And for me, hold on, give me a second, guys. For me, I like to pay attention to that news specifically because I think what's going to happen is, give me a second, is the more information I keep getting out about that, especially one of the games in particular, I think you guys are going to be extremely hyped. So I'm excited for that, and I'm glad that for the most part things are still pretty much on track in regards to those games, and they're closer to towards the end of the year. So Pro says, what, Diablo on Stadia? Yes, please. I know, guys. You know how much I'd lose it if I found out that Diablo was coming to Stadia? Yo, Blender says, sup, bro? You reckon we'll get a Final Fantasy 7 remake on Stadia? I think it's possible. I mean, that's a Square game, correct? I think we can absolutely see it. Dark says, let's do that survey. I know. I had no clue about the Diablo stuff. Yep. And I think it was a survey coming from the people who I think played the Diablo 2 the beta. So I have to dig a little deeper to find out how we can do the survey, if it's even possible. But I've been waiting to make the video and on that news so I can really like find out all the information and see if we can get us filling out that survey. I will go crazy if we can all get that survey filled. I will like push it everywhere, but I'm not sure if I can or not, so we'll see. Marcus says, when you do critic, I'm still think like puzzle pieces. I'm not, Marcus, I'm a little lost on the context of the conversation. Chris says it's from a big company. It's great. Signs of things to come, hopefully. Yep. Rouser says we need Diablo on Stadia. Listen, I always say this, but this is the truth. This is the truth. Like, if we were able to get Diablo on I am 1000% gonna stream a lot more, because it's a game that I know I'm gonna play anyways on my own, and I'm gonna get really addicted to it, so I might as well turn on a stream. And like, action RPG games are like the best to stream because you can always pause pretty much at any point. Even if they're like games that you can pause, you can just run off to a corner. And for me, they're very chill. They're like the perfect streaming game. And I am super into those games, like the Path of Exiles, the Diablos. So I am literally on my knees, like, please, Stadia, make this happen. And the thing is, if Blizzard themselves are reaching out and they're going, hey, are you guys interested in cloud gaming? You know, write in this survey, let's, you know, to potentially have the Diablo games on Stadia. That means there's interest. So I know that I need to make this video already, but Stadia needs to be like, oh shoot, you know, let's get on this. Literally do anything to get them on here, because that's a big one. Roy says, Sonny, who's your ISP? Oh, hold on, we got a wolf. We got a super chat. Thank you, Wolfgang. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the 2. Eli says, did you know about the SG&E closure? No, I did not know about the SG&E closure. Nobody knew about that, and it sounds like even the employee. Here's the thing about the thing about the SG&E closure is, I've said this like months ago. Something happened that is not out there in the public, and I don't want to give any like specific details, but something happened prior to that closure that was almost literally the opposite of that closure. If that's probably not going to make a lot of sense, but it makes sense because I know what it is. So it was almost like, how did the closure even happen? Because something happened, but let's just say that there was things that were very much looking towards the future. So I think it caught a lot of the employees over there off guard, including even myself, because of what I was knowing. Yo, is F1 2021 on Stadia in the works? We don't know, Hobbies. We don't know if something has been affected with F1 20, with potentially the EA and Codemasters merger. So we're kind of on a wait and see mode. You got to remember, games don't get they don't really get announced for Stadia ahead of time. It's almost like a month, couple weeks beforehand. So we kind of have to wait and see on that one. I'm not ready to rule it out that it's not coming at all. Yo, Chariot's in the chat. What's up, Moon? Good to see you, Moon. I hope you're having a good weekend, Moon, and you're not too hard on your husband. John says Diablo Immortal. Remember that? Yes, I do. Do you think a BF6 will be announced for Stadia? I'm calling it. So, John, is this the John? Hold on, John. Are you my homie, John? John C. I keep saying that I'm really hoping for it, and I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if it doesn't. I really hope that Stadia is doing what they can to get Battlefield, especially because it's the Battlefield with 128 players. That's the rumor. And I think it's a pretty strong rumor. So it's gonna, the new next gen's gonna have 128 players. I'm a huge fan of the Battlefield series. Huge. I like it way more than Call of Duty. You know, I think Call of Duty will make more noise within this community, but on a selfish, like if you were to say, hey Sonny, which one do you want more? Selfishly, for me, it's Battlefield. So I'm really hoping for Battlefield personally, but I haven't heard any news, and we're just kind of waiting to see what those 2 EA games are going to be. May 7th, Sega will announce the sequel of Judgment and maybe another Stadia port. Yeah, I heard something about that. Pete says, I played Diablo 2 decades ago. Not sure I want to replay it. Hey, I hear you on that, but I never got to experience it. And I kind of like, I'm hearing that a lot of people who have played Diablo 2, who used to play it in the past, are really liking the remake now. So the remastered version. So I might take a look at it and see if it interests you. Sonny, how has xCloud web browser been going? Web browser been going so far stable? Yes, Dark Rico, it's been super stable so far, and I have been pretty like shocked, because remember I told you guys that I tried it over a month ago and it worked like crap. So I've been very pleasantly surprised. I need to continue to test it out though, because I think what happens is sometimes I get a server maybe that's closer and sometimes I don't, and I think when I get some of these like other servers, it just doesn't work as good. So I've been pleasantly surprised. I think the games don't look that great though. Like someone was saying like, oh, xCloud looks like it's 1080p and it looks like Stadia now, and I'm just like, what? Like every game that I've tried so far in xCloud, it doesn't look that great. Like MLB The Show is a new game from this year, and I didn't think it looked good at all. I thought it looked pretty terrible, but I was just glad it looked stable. Like to me, that is all I care about at the end of the day. But to compare it to Stadia's 1080p, I kind of laughed. I'm like, what? Like, no way. Stadia is just way better. Twisted says porting games isn't an issue, but rather the agreements between Google Stadia and developers. It would be interesting to hear from Google Stadia on what expectations they have and to expect. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Twisted. Do you mean like for the future, or Moon? Thank you for that. Yes, guys, if you can do me a huge favor, thumbs up, exclamation raffle if you haven't already, because we are giving out Judgment, and this game came out just what, 2 days ago, a day ago. So you guys want to be on board, you guys want to get entered in this giveaway today. The game is awesome, it's really good. So I think kudos, whoever wins this giveaway today is going to really enjoy themselves. Andy says, what about big MMO, Sonny? Think there's any hope for those to join Stadia? Warframe, WoW, Final Fantasy 14. I could see Warframe coming to Stadia. I don't know about World of Warcraft, since it's never really been the thing with a lot of these games is they need to have controller support. I know Final Fantasy 14 does, right? I think that's the MMORPG one, and I think it has controller support because it's on consoles, but WoW doesn't. So I wouldn't expect WoW. Warframe's possible though. Hold on guys, let me keep going. Am I this behind in the chat? I am pretty behind. Wolfgang, thank you again for the $2. Actually, I need a wish list on Stadia. Wolfgang, that is really on point. I think a wish list on Stadia would be really cool. Kate says, do you know anything about Kingdom Hearts on Stadia, as it is a Square Enix game in Disney? I don't, Kate, but if I hear anything on that, I'll be for sure excited to let you all know about that. That would be really cool. I think Google should make a game like Smash Bros. Celebrating mobile gaming. You know, I think a game like that could have been pretty cool for like an SG&E game, but like maybe like hiring some developer out there, a publisher, to get a game like Smash Bros. Maybe even bigger would be pretty neat. I'm with you on that. DJ says, I played MLB The Show on xCloud. I think the experience would be 100 times better on Stadia. Oh, agreed. The lag is not unplayable, but it does affect the gameplay. Oh yeah, especially a game like MLB, where you have the timing matters so much. SW says Grand Theft Auto 5 next generation would be cool. Yep. I'm still expecting GTA 5 to come to Stadia, guys. I really am. Like, listen, I know there'll be a little bit of like disappointment if we don't get it, but I'm expecting it. And if it doesn't come, it's gonna suck, but I'm still not gonna rule it out. It's a big game. And the powers that be at Stadia know it's a game that we all want to see. Hopefully with the Mantis news, we'll get more games that people want for Stadia. For sure, Randy. Where is Madden 22? I mean, that could be one of the games coming later this year, Ace. Yo, what's up, Ian? Hey, Sonny, keep it up, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. So your belief... Antonio says, so your belief in those future things would still be possible with SG&E closure? What things are we talking about here? What future things? Why does Stadia like Shadow Drop so much? Do you think it's a great strategy or not? Eli, I am not a fan of the strategy. It depends on what games. Like for instance, Little Nightmares 2, I think that was a bad Shadow Drop because people ended up going off and buying it somewhere else, and they kind of missed out on the opportunity of just, you know, playing it and enjoying it on Stadia because they had no idea if it was coming. So I'm not a fan of shadow drops. Sometimes it's good, like a shadow drop is cool if it's like, let's say we hear Mafia, you know, and they shadow drop that, and then I'm like, oh, you know, that's pretty sweet. So if it's an older game, I'm cool. If it's a new game, you know, that's coming out on all the platforms, and no. Moon says, it doesn't matter if you make sense to us, Sonny, as long as you get what you're trying to say. Okay. Good to know. Derek says, I've been thinking about it, but something about demos. I will try again. I'm also liking Cyberpunk 2077. That's awesome, Derek. Glad you're enjoying that, man. Alex says, even the new farming simulator announcements seem to line up with the next on Stadia post. They're probably launching the Stadia Pro. Maybe. That's actually not a bad guess, Alex. Ron, how's it going, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. I wish there was a Stadia app on the LG TV. Yeah, that should be coming, Ron. That should be coming. I have an LG TV myself, and I am hoping that the Stadia app's going to be on there. I got it free a year and a half ago. Waiting to see when Stadia is officially supporting the new Chromecast, and if there's a new marketing and media push after that happens. Yes, Steven, I'm waiting for that as well, and I do hope that that ends up, like, I hope that the support for the new Google TV is going to happen soon, and I think it will. And I am hoping for a huge new marketing push. There's something that's coming that it's literally not a big deal at all. But Stadia's going to be doing some pushes still in the next couple months. They're still going to be doing some marketing pushes. So those aren't going away. Stadia is still pushing forward, which is good to see. It's really good to see. I'm personally glad to see it. So there's going to be another marketing campaign for something. It's like that one's not a big deal at all, but the good thing is they're still happening. BF6 on Stadia alone would make it my main platform for the next 3 years. Oh yeah, I'm with you on that. Stadia should introduce an option so games could be purchased and given as gifts. Yes, Alexander, I've been on that train for a while. Do you know if Sega has any other plans on cloud gaming? Sonic Racing is on Amazon Luna. No, I don't know anything about what Sega's doing under the hood, man, in regards to Stadia. Nothing. Is xCloud finally available on Linux? I'm not sure about that. With Xbox streaming in browser now, I can see getting a cheap laptop or micro PC with Windows or Linux, right? Linux or Links and streaming Xbox would be cheaper than an Xbox X. I mean, I feel like I've been saying this for a while, but Xbox has been pushing more for software than they have their actual boxes. And I even think I saw a quote from PlayStation that said the same thing recently, where they're starting to aim more towards getting exclusive games, which kind of tells me that it's possible they're going to be focused on PlayStation now a little more too. So Rouser says, I played thousands of hours on Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. I'm a fan of the franchise. Rouser, you and I sound like we're the same on that, man. That's awesome. Sparrow is here. What's up, my man? How's it going? Sonny, can you make a video on Floor Kids? It released last week. You know, you guys aren't as interested in those indie games, so I just don't do them as much. You guys just aren't interested in them. Here's what I've been thinking about. I'm glad you brought that up, Wes. On the subject of indie games going forward, I think that unless it's a really big indie game, like if it's like Hades, I would cover that in a heartbeat. But I think what I'm going to start doing is, because I did this a couple weeks ago with like Killer Queen Black, I'm just going to start streaming them on these weekends. And if I get keys for them, I'll give them away to you guys. And then I'll just play for a little bit on stream and showcase the game. So I think that's my plan going forward with some of these indie games. You guys just don't like my indie game videos, so I haven't been making them. Sonny, have you finished any of the games you've purchased? I finished Cyberpunk, Rue, without a doubt, but no, I don't have the time to finish games. I wish. I don't. I really wish, but I don't. We really need Brawlhalla on Stadia. Brawlhalla would be a good one. Any thoughts on Stadia coming to the Nintendo Switch or collaborating to allow high-end games on their mobile platform? You know, Steven, the peeps over at Nintendo aren't really that interested in working with other big players. But I thought about this the other day, Steven, and I'm glad you brought it up. But I really thought to myself, can you imagine if Stadia and Nintendo work together? Could there be a better marriage? You know? Sparrow says, what's up with the thumbnail? I know, it looks ridiculous. I have a ridiculous thumbnail. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. We are giving out, by the way, hit that like button if you can. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, the bot does not pull you for a winner. The bot has it set up to where if you're not a subscriber, it will not pull you. So make sure you're subscribed, guys, so you have a chance at winning Judgment today. Powell says GTA 5 on Stadia. I think it will come, my man, but that's just a guess on my end. Nothing's been announced officially. I want Persona on Stadia. Yes, I would love to have Persona on Stadia. I'm with you on that. I was thinking of selling my Stadia because internet has really gotten slow in my area. How are you gonna, Ashley? How are you gonna sell your Stadia? You're gonna sell your Stadia account? What games do you have on there? I bet we'll have a GTA 5 version of Stadia alongside with the new remaster announced. Maybe. I need Microsoft Flight Simulator on Stadia. I don't think we'll see that. Disco Elysium is so good. Picked it up. If you have not seen it, I agree. We gave it out last week. Antonio says, you said before that the SG&E closure, that there was things that happened before and future things that were in the plan, and I believe is what you said. Yes. Yep. There was things that were planned that I know about that are never gonna, they weren't big things. They were like more like experimental. I don't think I'm ever gonna share those, unfortunately. Like maybe a couple of years down the road, I'll tell you guys what it was, what all the things that I know. But yeah, that's all I can say. Wait, Sunny with the glasses. Yeah, I'm trying to read my channel here. Chris, I'm giving away Judgment today, man. The game that came out 2 days ago, Judgment Remastered. And I'm catching up with the chat, guys. If Judgment does well on Stadia, expect the Yakuza series to follow. For sure, Nature. Yep, that would be awesome. I hope it does do well. Any idea if Battlefield 6 will come to Stadia? I hope so. We've talked about it a couple times already today. I'm hoping it comes, but I've not heard that it is. Andy says, listening to Sunny after finishing an ancient Greek exam is the best. I hope you did well in your exam, Andy. I think some high visibility marketing is long overdue. I know it's like meh, but it works really hard on the market's perceptions of brand legitimacy. I'm with you, and I think like somebody said earlier, we could see a big push here with the new Google TV, so I'm kind of hoping for that. Liam says, have you tried the updated version of Monster Boy? I have not tried it. But I love that they made those updates, by the way. Really kudos to FDG Entertainment for that. Still waiting for Last Kids on Earth and the staff of Doom. The game actually looks good for sure. Koala, that's awesome. Seriously, can't even go there. Resident Evil 7 is way better on Stadia than any last gen platform. Yeah, for sure. Hold on, guys. Let me keep trying to catch up. I'm trying to scroll through the chat as quickly as I can. I heard about xCloud and Switch. Do you think it's possible with all the Xbox games that have come to Nintendo? So I heard about that, Chris, but then I also saw something recently that said that there's no chance it's happening. That's actually what I was just talking about a second ago, where there was somebody from inside Nintendo that said no, that's never going to happen. It was literally like a counter article to all the news that they talked to someone within Nintendo and they said no. So that's why it's unlikely we'll ever really see Nintendo work with essentially anybody. Sonny, do you think Judgment could be a pro game next month? No. I would really like to buy it, but somehow I have the feeling it could be a pro game. No. If it's a pro game, it won't be for a couple more months, Derek, but not next month. The game won't just come out and then like a week or two later they're going to say it's a pro game. That's just, no, they're not going to do that. The closest that they have done that is with some of the indie games, where the game will come out, let's say in January, like maybe mid-January towards the end, and then it'll be a pro game in March. So like if Judgment were to be a pro game, it wouldn't be a pro game until like June. So just depends. I don't really foresee Judgment being a pro game at all though, but it could be. Joe says, think we will get more Sega games on Stadia? Yeah, I do. What they will be, I don't know. Now it's on. Is Queen Rach doing okay? Haven't seen her since her birthday weekend. Yeah, she's going through some stuff, but she's taking a little bit of a break, which is something I always recommend for content creation. It can be pretty taxing, so she's just taking a break. Apex or Battlefield would be absolutely make me invest in equipment just for Stadia and be super happy about it. For sure, Hydrated. Yes, man. I really hope. I keep telling you guys, I really hope we see Battlefield, man. Apex as well would be awesome. I feel like I kind of feel like the Apex ship has sailed a little bit though, unfortunately, but I would love to see either one of those. Steven says, I think Judgment may become a pro game, but at least a few months down the road. It's possible. Do you think we'll get PES Soccer 21 on Stadia since we have FIFA 21? I don't think so, but you know, anything's possible. Says, I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna call you Alp. I almost pronounced that out loud. We definitely need a high-end shooter games in Stadia, COD, or Battlefield. I'm with you, my man. Did you hear the CDR, the comments about the Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red? Yes, it's interesting because even my wife saw the news and she texted it to me. And honestly, to me, I couldn't have seen a more non-news story than that. Here's the thing. Like, if we were to look at the numbers of how many people are actually on Stadia and the people who actually bought Cyberpunk on Stadia, those numbers in comparison would be so high. If we're talking about kind of like per capita type of thing, you know? Like, here's the thing. It's not news. It's not even close to news because Stadia is barely over a year old. It's a growing platform and it's gonna hit countries where it's gonna really make a mark. So it's non-news. You can't compare Stadia with Steam. Steam's been around for what, 15 years now? More? I mean, you can't compare them. Honestly, I clicked on it, I read it, and I'm like, this isn't news because I saw that it was making the rounds and people were kind of like stirring up some stuff with it. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. I can tell you Cyberpunk sold really well. As a matter of fact, I can tell you guys this. games around that time, October, November, December, actually sold pretty good on Stadia. They sold pretty good. I do have some figures that I can't share with you guys, but there was some good stuff. So I don't know about this year. I haven't really like checked in, but it was pretty impressive, all things considering. So I was pretty happy personally. Lamont, what's up, peeps? How's it going, Lamont? Good to see you, my man. Sparrow says EA Play on Stadia. Once we get more EA games, I think it's very much possible we would have EA Play. Pete says, I have the same looking glasses frames. Are they from Walmart? No, I got them from Sam's Club. So close. So I guess that's kind of the same thing, huh? All right, let's keep it going. Hold on. Ooh, I'm almost caught up. Hello, what are your thoughts on Cyberpunk sales team laughing? Oh, I just commented on that. Stadia app is still due on the LG TVs 2 later this year. LG UK told me to hold tight. Yes, LG's coming. The LG support's coming. Have you noticed Destiny 2 streamers starting to recommend Stadia? I have, and that is awesome. And that's kind of what I'm telling people, man. Like, Stadia is kind of a go-to place. I mean, you can play Destiny 2 on your phone and play it well. I mean, Stadia is just amazing. So I'd love to see a game on Stadia that can only be played by 2 together. Do you mean like a game like Brothers or those types of games? I am more of a Switch guy, but Stadia is decent. Do you know in E3 may have more next gen games on Stadia or Switch in the future? No, I don't know much about what's happening with E3 this year in regards to Stadia. I honestly haven't heard much, but I'm with you on your first sentence in regards to your thought process. You're saying you're more of a Switch guy. I'm not more of a Switch guy. I covered the Switch in 2019, but I kind of get it. You're like me, right? A mobile gamer, right? Like for me, I love playing on my PC. This is mostly where I play, is on my PC on Stadia, but I've always liked that mobile aspect. So I used to play the Switch, but once I found Stadia and how like my problem with the Switch is how ugly everything looks on the Switch and even on your TV. Like, I'm not a big like graphics snob, and it's not even so much how it looks, but the games don't even run that well if it's one of the more high-powered games. And for me, Stadia just like kills it in that department. So Stadia is where it's at for me. So I hear you on that. Glad you're on the channel though, because I see the connection. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Do you think Stadia will bring old games to the platform like Ratchet and Clank? I mean, listen, I think Stadia is going to continue to get games on a more consistent basis as this year goes on, and next year, at least I'm hoping, in regards to getting some older games. But some games, just like Ratchet and Clank, I mean, we're talking like the PS3 days. I don't know. I don't think so. You know, that's kind of a stretch. But there should be a continuous, steady stream of some older ports from at least the very minimum last gen. PC and Stadia had the most bought copies of Cyberpunk 2077 than Xbox and Sony. Well, that's the thing. The consoles were having so many problems. Does Stadia show you how much money you spent? No, I don't think so. With big hitters like Hitman 1 and 2, I think Judgment will be November like they were last year. That's possible, Chris. Stadia Rose, when's the giveaway? It's going to be a little later. How far are we in the stream right now? I can never tell. Wait, are we? Hold on. My OBS says it. Okay, so we got a little bit of ways to go before I do the giveaway. The Stadia Connect did get numbers in terms of trending last year, but the blog post video conference, honestly, I haven't paid that much attention. You're using PC, but everyone says performance is better on the CCU experience. Honestly, I kind of hear both things, Frozen. I hear people who say that the CCU experience is better for them. For me, I haven't actually played in the Chromecast Ultra in like, wow, it's been that long for me. It's been a long time. I can't even remember the last time I played on the Chromecast Ultra. But honestly, for me, the games, all my footage, everything I do, all the recording is through the PC. And for me, it's been pretty great. Ashley says, who introduced you to Stadia, Sonny? Ace did. He used to be on this channel. he introduced me to Stadia. I've always known about GeForce Now, and like I always like to tell the story, I was not convinced that cloud gaming was ready. I was like a lot of naysayers out there until I actually tried Stadia, and it won me over immediately. And here we are today, hanging out with you guys because of that ever since. Is Doom Eternal still worth it in 2021? Well, the game is only a year old, so yes, it's extremely worth it. Gamarly says the moment that Google sent me Stadia, I instantly packed away the Switch. Haven't looked at the Switch in time. I'm the exact same way, Kamarli. I haven't touched my Switch in a while. The only time I touch it is for games that I cover on my other channel, and I have never looked back from the Switch. I feel bad because prior to you guys, I had a small community that I would stream to every week, and I feel bad, you know, I don't hang out with them anymore because I hang out with you guys now. But man, the Switch always bugged me, man. And hopefully the next gen Switch that they got going, or the Switch Pro, is going to do better. But even then, I still think Stadia is going to be, at least in the mobile aspect, it's going to be way better. So I would be shocked if the new Switch is actually going to be more powerful than Stadia. Nintendo's never been about hardware. The fact that Stadia still hasn't announced what will happen to the service after the already planned games is so worrying. I honestly think they will pull the plug. Stadia Rose, you know, we haven't heard a comment like this in quite some time. I have to say, I made a video not too long ago, and I'm not going to talk about the video, but you know, there's been a lot of things that I have seen that actually points to the opposite of them pulling the plug. I don't think they're there at all. They are still moving forward. They are still marketing. I just literally talked about it like 40 minutes ago. There's something coming up where there's going to be a marketing thing with Stadia. It's not that big, but the point is that they're still doing marketing things. They're still going out there. I mean, I think we're probably going to see, this is my guy. I have zero information on this on the inside, but I think we're going to see a new Google TV bundle with the Stadia controller. We see that they're doing sales on the Stadia controllers. I think they're still pushing this out, man. So I'm not worried at all now. I was a lot more worried months ago with a lot of you guys, and I'm not there anymore, if I'm being honest. I think one of the things that can really make an impact for Stadia is if they continue to get the games out day and date, and they start going to bigger countries. And when they start going to those countries and Stadia continues to gain momentum, because the biggest thing right now is just how well Stadia works, and I just don't see any other service really making as much headway if Stadia can get to those countries, you know. Because right now the good thing is Stadia is getting the newest games, and they're getting them day and day, and I think that those are what's going to create the most hype. So I'm hoping as things continue to progress, you got to remember, guys, Netflix, when it first launched, right? Netflix did not start doing exclusive content themselves, right? They were just mostly focused on getting those like third-party TV shows and movies. I'm calling it third party. I don't know what those terms are, but you guys know what I mean. So they were fleshing it out that way. And it's really interesting to see how all the services are kind of tackling this. I think there's always going to be a place for all these services. They all do they market to such different audiences. So it's just a matter of waiting, being patient, which is something that I can say, especially like myself, as gamers, we're not patient people. You know, we want to see the newest games. We want to see the newest information. We want to see all that stuff right away. So it's just kind of how it is. So for me, I'm definitely taking a more like, all right, I'm going to be patient. And so far things are looking good. And trust me, I am sitting there looking at every little thing that's coming out and being like, okay, this is happening. This is happening. And if I ever see anything that shows, okay, I don't like how this is happening with Stadia, and I'm getting a little worried. If I see something like that, I'll let you guys know, but I have not seen anything in those regards. The closest thing that I think some people are kind of going out there and going, well, you know, Stadia is not getting some sequels like we were just talking about F1 earlier. Well, we don't really 100% know that. And then with F1, we have, you know, they got acquired by EA, Codemaster. So that's like not as black and white. So we just got to continue to be patient. I said this before. Let's see what happens with kind of the announcements coming up this summer. We have E3 coming up, right? We're going to have the Ubisoft Forward event. You know, what if Ubisoft is releasing, they're talking about games that are coming up in the upcoming years, and Stadia is listed on there. We just kind of have to pay attention, but you know, at the same time, we just got to be we got to be patient, I think, and that's kind of the tough part about it all. Chris says, I'm definitely getting Outriders for Stadia. I love WWE Battlegrounds and Pac-Man. I'm enjoying playing on my phone, and it works and it runs smooth. That's awesome, dude. I love hearing that. I went and bought Cyberpunk 2077 because the base performance on the PS4 issues on Stadia didn't open, and returned it back to Amazon. For sure, Lemmy. And the cool thing is, just like you, man, I played Cyberpunk, finished it, and beat it on Stadia, and it's one of my most memorable moments with Stadia for sure. The CCU is great, good stuff. Ooh, I'm back to being behind, so let me see if I can get back. Buying Resident Evil 8 on Stadia, can't wait for the next gen performance. Yeah, Lemmy, we'll see how it runs, man, and looks. Anyone want a Stadia controller with Ultra? Uh-oh, Lamont's giving away his bundle. Rosenthal says, shouldn't Stadia be more open with their numbers? What games are in the works and what their real plans are in the future? Well, what would come out positively by giving out their numbers? When it comes to kind of how Stadia, like certain things, for some reason, there seems to be a culture within the media when they cover Stadia where the negative headlines, and it could be just because the negative headlines are getting clicks, but if I'm Stadia, I'm not giving out anything at all. And like I said earlier, like some of the numbers I've seen have been actually very encouraging, but I'm looking at it because, you know, Stadia is still in the process of growing. Like there was something that came out recently where I'm trying to remember. It was just something about numbers, and somehow it got spinned in a negative way for Stadia, and I can't pinpoint it, but it was just kind of like, wait, what? That's not negative at all. It was actually a positive thing, and I wish I can remember. But it's kind of ridiculous, kind of the way the media kind of handles Stadia. It's kind of awkward, I feel like. I'm like, is this really still getting clicks today? Like these negative headlines that they kind of just come up with that are just not, they're not even that negative. Like some of them don't even make sense, and you could easily make negative headlines in other platforms, and they don't, and it's really weird. Happy Cloud Gamers says, Sunny, I remember you and Ace at the start. What a great time. Yeah, we were all very new. I was very new to YouTube back then. I had just only started making videos for like half a year, and I was just new to YouTube, so those were good times. From the people you speak with, Sunny, are they satisfied with the progress Stadia is making? I can't really talk about that, if I'm being honest. Not that that's a negative thing. I just don't want to intimate any sort of conversations I have that can potentially lead to who I talk to, if that makes any sense. Gregor says, hey, Sunny, what's up? What do you think the pro games will be? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Ark, and I'm hoping that it's they continue to put good games that are like bigger games. Like we had a Yeast on there, so I kind of hope to see that trend there, but I don't really have any guesses for the pro games. I just haven't thought about it, I guess. Jacques says, they closed Google Plus after 8 years. No way they're giving up on Stadia only after a year. Yeah, no, I'm not too worried about Stadia's future at this moment. The only time I touch my Switch is to play Rocket League, and I spend lots of time money on the games filled up to 500 gigs micro. Yeah, man, I don't touch my Switch at all. Like, I have no reason to. I'm not a huge fan of the Nintendo. Okay, I'll say this. I touched my Switch within the last 6 months, and it's because I'm a massive, massive fan of Pokemon. I grew up with Pokemon when I was just a kid. I would sing in front of my class the Pokemon theme song all the time. I would be out with my Game Boy, the original Game Boy, with that weird wire plug to like trade Pokemon and battle Pokemon, and I was always like serious about Pokemon when I was little. The only thing I care about with Nintendo is Pokemon. Outside of that, I have zero reason. I'm not a fan of Mario. I know, blasphemy. Like Super Smash, I can never get into Super Smash. I just don't like the game that much. I like more other games that are like in that genre, but for some reason I can't get into this. I feel like people just take the game too serious, so I can't get into that like mindset. You know, like Brawlhalla is more my speed. Sonny, you mind if I can get judgment? If you win the giveaway, sure. Stadia isn't going anywhere. It will look different, but the tech is good. Is too good to squeeze out of the industry. I'm like in that mindset, Seth. Honestly, I was disappointed that the graphics on the Switch wasn't great, but I think Stadia will be even better, especially with competition. We have to agree competition pushes everyone to do better. Yes, that's one thing that I hope that you guys understand about me. I'm never, like, if you ever hear me praise another service and giving them some love, you know, just know that this isn't a shot at Stadia or anything along those lines. For me, I love seeing all the services doing well, because it pushes everyone else. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was documenting this a lot last year. A lot of times when Stadia would do something, like Stadia would announce a game, Xbox would announce it. Oh, we're getting this game for Xbox and xCloud. And so it's like they were trying to counter Stadia as much as possible. And I think that's a good thing, to continually see the competition push each other, force Google to try to get better, force Luna, force, you know, xCloud, GeForce Now, all of them to get better is only a good thing in the end. And here's the thing with cloud gaming, you know, I don't think a lot of people like to use this as an argument, and I'm kind of in the opposite. They like to say, well, games matter and it's literally the biggest thing. And I agree, like, having exclusive games does matter, but cloud gaming is completely different. Because the thing that, in my opinion, matters the most is performance. And getting that right is what I would... If someone would have said, what should you get right with our cloud gaming service? Should you push exclusives, or should we push the performance and making sure everything's working as good as it can be? I would say performance, because there's a lot of misconceptions about cloud gaming that it's just like, oh, I'm going to get all this input latency. Like, every time you see somebody... I'm always blown away by this. Every time you see, like, some of these other media places cover Stadia, they always go, oh yeah, I played for dozens of hours, and all the games that, you know, they ran good, and I was surprised, but I had a little bit of input. Sometimes I'd have all this latency and I could feel it, and I'd be like, so you never had any problems, but you could somehow feel the input latency? And I'd be like, I'm somebody that's played competitive gaming for years, and I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. Literally, like, I don't feel it. And I'm always blown away. Now, some games you can feel it. Like, if the game is like 30 FPS and it's not a well-optimized game, you can feel that. But like the games that are like really like Division 2, I mean, I could literally go on for days. I don't feel anything. And I'm always amazed at how that's always like, it's almost like they have to put in those little negative slights, so they don't seem like they're shilling or saying good things about Stadia, because that perception that Stadia has, you know. Hold on, give me a second. Let me put some music back on. So, I don't know, man. Always frustrating to see how Stadia gets covered. Resident Evil 8 for my PS5 or Stadia with the bundle, and finally get the controllers. Oh, you're going to get Resident Evil 8 twice? Lamont donating my controller and Ultra for raffles. Oh, shoot. Lamont. Are you donating? I'm losing my voice. You donating it to this channel? Give me a second, guys. xCloud has a big thing with touch controls are super good, and you can change the setup. Happy Cloud Gamer. I tried the touch controls on Android and I couldn't play to save my life. So I need to go back and test it, but I had a lot of problems. If Stadia keeps pulling up stuff like RE, I'm a happy camper. You know, kudos to Stadia, because I said last year, I said, hey, you're going to see Stadia get more games day and date. And then I think that they didn't have it planned to really push for day and date like I thought they were like I thought they would this year. But I think once SG&E closed and they decided to shift their focus to making sure that third-party games are day and date and making sure that, you know, that's consistent, I think that's a good thing, and I'm very glad to see that, because it's one of those things that I really fully expected, and they've been killing it on that so far. So good to see Resident Evil. You know, the only bad thing about that is like we had this situation with Outriders, and the fact that, you know, that's been such kind of a mess. So that's been the only crappy part. And I have to say, I haven't played Outriders since like the first week and a half, but you know, the Stream Connect was a little laggy, so I hope that got fixed as well. So that was one of the things that I was really hoping that would get pushed out there, and it's too bad. So I think we're hoping for more Cyberpunk situations where it's like this is just running so much better. But you know, that's the only thing is I think some of these developers and publishers just aren't optimizing Stadia, and that's a big problem. So we need to continue to hold these people accountable on that, because you know, this isn't on, you know, some of it's on Stadia, but most of it's on these developers and publishers. So let's hope that we get a little more consistency on that. And you know, there's these porting houses that are porting to Stadia. I mean, just get them on board and just get these games on there, and some of these places do pretty awesome. Yo, don't spam exclamation raffle, please. Don't spam it. You only need to do it once. Stadia needs to be more open on their plans for the future, to be honest. They can be more open. And like I keep asking, they need to hopefully give us some more information in the future. And I think we might see some stuff this summer. So we'll see. If we don't start to hear a little bit more about the future past this summer, like if we start to get to like October and we're still in the same situation, and then I'm gonna make a lot of noise. I'm gonna be like, guys, time to talk. I agree. Same with MotoGP. I have my thoughts about where cloud as a platform is headed. You can send the Discord DMs if you want. You know, I've heard a little bit about MotoGP. I have to say, I don't think that game did that well on Stadia last year. So I was not even blinking an eye when I didn't see the next one announced. But I do need to look more into it. Sonny, you need a banner in the back that says, I don't know what the pro games are. That's funny. How would you prefer how would you prefer streaming with the Chromecast Ultra and another camera at the same time? I'm not sure what you mean, Moyer. I don't use the Chromecast Ultra for playing much because I'm mostly a keyboard and mouse user. So until that's kind of more like, till we get some keyboard and mouse love with like the Google TV and Chromecast Ultra, I'm probably just going to keep streaming it through the browser. I'm predicting Destroy All Humans is one of the pro games for May. Spider says, hey, Sonny. Hey, how's it going, Spider? Good to see you, my man. DJ says, I was called a Stadia fanboy, but I am not. It's just a good platform. I subscribe to GeForce Now, xCloud, PS Now, Shadow PC, and I have the most fun and stability with Stadia. That's awesome, DJ. I'm right with you, man. I have them all. I have PS Now. I have xCloud. I don't have Shadow anymore, but I did. And I'm with you, my man. Man, I'm really behind the chat, huh? Sorry, guys. I'm catching up. I'm catching up, guys. I'm catching up. Hold on, man. All right, I'm catching up. Performance is everything when it comes to the cloud. Yes, that's what I think. That's what I feel. Happy Cloud Gamer says, I think they might rebrand the Stadia name in a brand new strategy for PR. It's possible. I don't think that would be the worst thing if they did. Useless says, Wes, my bad, I'm just gonna call you Wes. The misinformation of Stadia shutting down so much information. You know, the thing with Stadia shutting down is like not Stadia Games and Entertainment shutting down is kind of the way Stadia announced it. They have their part to play in that debacle, in my opinion, and we can't completely dissolve them of that. I think they could have done a way better job of that entire thing. So that's the only thing I'll say. But yeah, a lot of people in their headlines were saying Stadia's dead, and it's like, no, it's not dead at all. Granted says, the only latency I felt in Stadia is directly related to my network or ISP. Exactly. Exactly. What if you have the best performance and you play a game you don't like at all? Do you have a good time then? Be honest, Sonny, please. Maybe if you give me an example, Phoenix. What if you have the best performance and you play a game you don't like at all? I mean, there's a lot of games that I've played on Stadia that I'm not a fan of. Like I've said this last week, I'm not a fan of Immortals Phoenix Rising, but the game ran great. I've been honest about that. The best thing about people talking about bad about Stadia is they talk about Stadia. So you're saying negative press is good? I don't know. The heat that Stadia has put on the industry, assisted for sure by the chip shortage, is absolutely amazing. Definitely influencing the current acceleration of xCloud and PS Now forced rollout. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Marcus. I think the competition has definitely pushed things a little further along, and seeing Stadia's performance has been definitely one of those things to kind of highlight in that regard. So I'm with you on that. Guys, how far are we? Okay, so we're not too far from this giveaway. I don't think today's stream's gonna last as long as other streams, so I know some of you are waiting for this giveaway, and some of you are I know some people try to get sneaky and come back later, so we're gonna pull a fast one on them. So stay tuned for this giveaway. Sunny, test Minecraft dungeon with touch. I did. Happy, not only did I test it, but if you look at what, I don't know what video, which video was it? One of my videos in the last week and a half, I actually show gameplay of Minecraft dungeons with touch control, and it was terrible. Literally, I don't know which video it was. It was a video, it's probably one of my news videos. Go check it out. It literally worked like crap. I even show gameplay of it. It's quite frustrating to see journalists and some YouTubers considering Stadia will close because they dropped their own studio, as exclusive content is the game changer in video. Wait a second, what's that, Michael? It's quite to see journalists and YouTubers considering Stadia will close because, oh, I see, okay. Yeah, it's listen, so like I've said, some of it is Stadia shooting themselves in the foot. They've shot themselves in the foot a bit. I can tell you from the things that I heard for sure that COVID just really wrecked a lot of the plans. It really did, and it just is what it is. If COVID didn't happen, it'd be curious to see where Stadia is at right now. So I'm in belief that Stadia is going to continue to push the platform further and further to more countries, to more places where cloud gaming is really going to take off. And I think as those things start to become, you know, as the service continues to gain momentum, like I was saying earlier, like Netflix, as more and more people subscribe, you know, as more and more people see how well this thing works, and if there's a little bit of like, I'm in the belief that I'm hoping, and I've been saying this since last year, I'm on record on saying this, I really hope that they continue to expand Stadia Pro, and they make it more and more bigger. And I think as that continues to happen, and mixed with the fact that it works so good, I truly believe that Stadia will get back on doing certain things like having exclusive games. And for all we know, that actually could still be happening. Stadia could have just said, you know, we're going to close down our studios, and we're going to start paying Sega to make an exclusive game and not worry about like all these other costs, and just flat out just, here's the money, make us an exclusive game doing such and such. So that's possible that that's happening, and we're not going to see something like that until a couple years, because it takes a while to make these games. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. I'm a fan of Stadia, especially Nintendo Switch. I also have Amazon Luna, GeForce Now, stream. That's good enough for me. I hear you, Chariot. I know you're a big fan of Nintendo. I am nowhere near as big a fan as you are. Like, nowhere near. I hear you though. It's funny because I've come from PC gaming, you know, and for me, PC gaming is like hardware, you know, like running the best at what you can, and cloud gaming is that middle ground. It's like, okay, you're running really good and getting good quality at the same time you're able to be mobile. And Nintendo Switch kind of brought that, right? They brought that mobility, something that I've always wanted. But when Stadia came, I was done with the Switch, because it's like, okay, now I'm getting the mobility and the performance. I'm not that big on the Switch. The interesting thing, hold on, let me keep going. The interesting thing about me gaming now and playing 20 years ago is that there's always a system seller for me, like NHL, Sega, Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation, Fable. Yeah, I hear you about that, about exclusive games. I read you can play keyboard and mouse with the NVIDIA Shield. You can if you use Bluetooth. Liam, if you do the Bluetooth stuff. I actually bought a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to play with the NVIDIA Shield. So yeah, it's got to be Bluetooth. Here's the thing though, Bluetooth adds a little bit of latency, so I'm not a big fan of using Bluetooth, but it is possible. I still would rather play with Bluetooth than a controller on certain games. So Stadia made me play games I would have never even given a second thought about playing. I ended up really enjoying those games. That's awesome. Now it's on. Is there actually 207 games on Stadia? I'm a little confused. Sometimes there's just 200, and then I think I did a count myself, and it was over like 170 games. Like I counted like a month ago. So I'm sometimes a little confused, but it's up there. It's up there. It's getting up there. I love Stadia. It's a great platform, but it needs more games and pricing structure that you don't have to buy games for in addition to pay for the platform. Well, kid, you don't have to pay for Stadia. You don't need to pay for Stadia Pro. And a lot of games, like a lot of the big AAA games, they're almost on sale like every month. Like every single game is almost on sale. Not every game, but most of them are. So you're saying the price. So what you're saying, kid, is that you want like complete Netflix. I think that's what you're trying to say. Quote me, or if I'm wrong, let me know. I think that's what you're trying to say. You want like a Netflix. Whatever happened to Project Hailstorm? Is it still coming? What are your thoughts on it? Wes, Project Hailstorm, I've said this now probably a dozen times. I think it was a troll. It was an April Fool's joke, and I think it's done. There's no more Project Hailstorm. Chris says it's crazy. You really do forget that you're streaming as opposed to playing console. I agreed. 100% agreed. I want to win this giveaway. Hopefully you win it. We're not too far from the giveaway, just FYI. That would be great for them to make some type of deal with Sega. Yeah, I was just using Sega as an example. It's more profitable for Rockstar that way, and for Stadia. Rockstar did it for Red Dead Online as a single. Oh my bad, you're talking to nature. What is going on? What's going to happen when Microsoft, Sony make an announcement for PS5 Pro and new Xbox? Stadia will just have the games ready to go. Oh, I hear you, nature. Oh man, am I caught up yet? Okay, we're getting caught up. You forget when you're streaming when you play at 4K, and that's about it. It needs to be said again. Stadia 1080p needs a higher bit rate. Man, for me, 1080p looks. It just depends on the game, man. Some games at 1080p, like I always say, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it looks awful. 4K, it looks awful. I don't know what is it with Breakpoint, but it's just a crappy looking game. And some games at 1080p look great. Like literally Judgment looks good at, for me, at 1080p. So it just depends, man. I was surprised, Hydrated says, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the idea of any screen, any input device. I thought the instant download was going to be my favorite. Still awesome. Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that. Lamont says, playing Division 2 is welcome. You're playing Division 2. Yes, Lamont. Go ahead and add Lamont to your friends list, guys. You guys play some Division 2 with him. Rod says only one raffle ticket for non-members. That's correct. If you're a member on the channel, guys, you get 2 tickets. You get 2 tickets for the giveaway. I don't think they shot themselves in the foot. I think that gaming development took off more and they shut down their own gaming. When I say shot themselves in the foot, Moyer, I mean that the way that they announced it, like the way that they went about getting the information out. That's what I mean. That's Kid says yes, that's what I want. Something like Netflix for gaming. That's what I figured. Kevin says there's Schlazzy bonk in the chat. Where is good old Schlazzy, man? You pay for Stadia Pro, you don't have to pay for a non-pro. You pay for Stadia Pro, you don't have to pay for games. Yes, I've said this on record. I told you guys last week. I'm gonna ask you guys again in the chat. Maybe I'm gonna ask this like every week. I'm curious about what you guys think of this, and I was happy that I told you guys last week, and a lot of you did not kill me because I'm scared sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna say something, you guys are gonna be so angry at me. I'm always gonna say what I feel anyways, even if I'm scared to say it, because you guys know me. I'm gonna be honest, you know, at all times. But I do feel, and like I said, this actually hasn't been a secret. I've been saying for a while that I feel Stadia Pro is gonna expand, and I've been right about a lot of stuff. I've been wrong about quite a few stuff too, and that's one of the ones where I've been wrong on. Because I remember saying, okay, Stadia's gonna get more games day and date this upcoming year. And that's been happening. But the one where I've been wrong, and I've been disappointed that I've been wrong, is that Stadia Pro is going to expand. This was just my guesses. And Stadia Pro has not expanded. If anything, it's gone a little bit, like they've put a little bit less games on there. At one point, I think we almost had 40. Now we're down to like 30. And I said this last week, and I want to know what you guys think. I think for Stadia to really win the more of the hardcore segment here and giving it more of a shot, I think at some point, if they could expand Stadia Pro even further. So essentially, like right now we have 30 games. I want to see almost half the library on there. If not, maybe even the whole library, but at least half the library, and having a good mix of good games, but always having the ability to purchase. That cannot go away, because that is one of my favorite things about Stadia. And the thing with the Netflix style, because this is literally written in the terms for Luna, it's written in the xCloud stuff, the games can leave the service, and that for me is a big no-no. Like if I put all this stuff, all this like my time into it, and then the game just leaves, like imagine Luna where they don't even have the option to buy it, and you go ahead and you play a game you invest in it. What if it's like a Path of Exile game where it's always continuous? You know, I guess you could always do like account saving your account, but if it's one of those games where it's like you can't go back and you can't buy it, or you have no access to it, that's a disaster. So I'd like to see Stadia Pro get a lot bigger. So that's kind of my suggestion, and I'm curious as to what you guys think. What if half the library was on there and we had a good mixture of a lot of games? I think it would be very appealing, because people can try out cloud gaming and be like, oh, this is insane. And I do hope that they continue to go that route. This isn't something that has ever really been a secret in my mind, though. I always thought it was going to happen, actually, and to see it kind of gone a little backwards has been a little surprising. So but always having that option to purchase. What do you think of the chances of GTA 5 and similar games arriving? I feel like there's a good chance we're going to see GTA 5. I don't have any inside information, but I just feel like I just feel good about it. That's about all I can say. I recently started Twitch streaming on Stadia in the UK. No promoting. Oh, it's all good. I have it in 1080p, and the streaming is 720. People watching are shocked at how well it runs. Oh yeah, man. It's like I've said before, there's such a big misconception that Stadia doesn't run. Like it's because it's cloud gaming itself, it doesn't look good, or it won't run good, or there's this latency. No, it's not. It's amazing how good Stadia is. It really is. I think Google keeping Stadia and honestly integrating with the Play Store would be a big step. But yes, those are a lot of little things. Here's the thing too, like Stadia has the power to reach so many people who just don't have access to like playing big AAA games or playing the latest games. And man, it's gonna make a difference, guys. Trust me. That's why I don't worry about Stadia's future as much as a lot of other people. I agree, Stadia Pro is not very eye-catching, at least now. And the thing about Stadia Pro, Amir, is that people are very confused with Stadia Pro. If you ask people think that they need Stadia Pro. Like we just had Kid here in the chat, and it kind of sounds like he thinks that you need Stadia Pro, and I don't blame him, because a lot of people think you need Stadia Pro to actually use Stadia. That is literally the #1 biggest misconception about Stadia itself, is that people think you need to have Stadia Pro to actually use Stadia, and that's not true. I hear it all the time. Yo, Jacob Dickens with the 5. Stadia needs Stadia Base to be available without the need to sign up for a free month of Pro. Jacob, I'm with you on that, and I have tried multiple times lately to sign up, and I noticed that they do want you to put your information down. So if that's what you mean, I think they kind of need to do away with that. So I'm curious as to why they've at times gone away from that, and then at times have brought it back. So it's a little confusing. I gave up on xCloud completely. Yes, it has a bulky library, but there's still only 2 games I care about that are very outdated. Plus, they can get pulled whenever they feel like pulling them. Yeah, I've had a hard time with xCloud's performance for many months now. Over a year, actually, a year and a half. But I'm a little encouraged with the browser that I tried the other day, and it worked surprisingly good. So I'm going to continue to test it out, and we'll see if it's gotten any better. But I'm with you. xCloud's been kind of frustrating. I agree, Hitman's my favorite franchise, hand down. So seeing the last year for free, subscribed, and never look back. I think big games on Pro will hook a lot of people when they see what it can do. Yes, exactly, Chris. Something that would be cool from Google would be to collaborate with guys who made Stadia enhance and make it official. You know, that's not a bad idea, Wes. Stadia needs to add heavy AAA games. BF6 would be incredible. Things I love about Stadia is no humming fans, no extra heat in the room, no downloads, no SSD. Yeah, there's a million things that are very positive about cloud gaming and Stadia for sure in particular, because here's the thing with Stadia. This is something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but as someone like myself who uses all the platforms or services, I should say, almost all of them, GeForce Now, long load times because you have to do all the logins. I mean, it takes like 5 minutes for me to log in into what's that game called? Death Stranding. Literally takes me like 5 minutes to get into that game. xCloud takes forever to load their games. It's annoying. You know, so that's GeForce Now. xCloud. Luna, I haven't tested Luna enough. I think they're okay. Luna's okay. So Luna's the only one I'm gonna give credit to. And then what else do we have right now? We have PlayStation Now, long load times. Stadia has just like, you just press a play button and you're in. You're not having to go through all this nonsense. And that's one of the things that they've done a good job, in my opinion. Yo, Fletch, coming in with the 20. Thank you so much, Fletch. I really appreciate that 20, my man. And Jacob for the 5. Fletch, thank you for the big 20. Much appreciated. Fletch, thank you. Really appreciate that. Did someone say gift cards? Gift cards would be amazing for Stadia. DJ says, Sonny, you told us you like beating up old women in your judgment video. You do speak your mind. I love it. I don't even remember what the context of me saying beating up old women is. But now saying it out loud, the whole chat's like, oh God, what's this about beating up old women, Sonny? I don't know. What's the... Why did I say I like beating up old women? I don't remember now. I did say it though. Keep in mind, I said beating up old women in the context of a video game at the very minimum. I don't know what I was doing. The commentary out of my gameplay videos are just me being so random, man. I literally, the stuff that comes out, and if I'm being honest, I'm still filtering myself, because if you guys were to hear the things that were really going on in my head, there would be a little bit of expletives. There'd be a little bit of crazy nonsense. I'm a crazy dude when I play games. The things that come out of my brain, I do have to filter. I'm like halfway filtered on my gameplay videos. I'm like half of it's filtered and the other half isn't. Becky says, hey Sonny, how are you? I'm doing really good. Chuck and I love to watch you play games. Stadia is great for all of us. Becky, it's so good to see you, and I hope you and Chuck are doing well. Man, it's been such a long time, Becky. I know you guys pop in like every couple of months, but Becky, I'm so glad to hear that you and Chuck are doing well. Thank you for coming on and saying hi. I wish that Stadia Pro allows you to buy a game half price on major discounts. I wish that Stadia Pro allows you to buy a game half price on major discounts, Cyberpunk, Red Dead at any point. So Aguilar, there's been sales to where those games have been like half price, not Cyberpunk, but Resident Evil's been, Red Dead has been down to $40. Having Stadia Pro will have those sales to where that happens. Watch my videos, dude. Watch my news videos when I do the Stadia sales. I always highlight those sales. Stadia Pro would benefit from games like LOL, Warzone, and other free-to-play games. I'm with you on that, Frozen. All right, let me keep going. Of 100 games we're getting this year, how many games will have a AAA games or worth $60? Am I worried? Yes. I hear you, Happy Cloud. Listen, I'm not here to shoot down your worries about Stadia. Some people will. Some other creators might. I'm not in that boat. If you're still worried about what's happening with Stadia, I don't blame you 100%. All I can do is sit there and tell you what I've seen, what positives I've seen, and I keep asking that question. Hey guys at Stadia, you know, John Justice, what's his name? I forget his other name. You know, Phil Harrison. If you guys ever want to talk to me, or you want to let us know what's going on beyond 2021 and 2022, well, like what's going to happen to 2022, 2023, let us know. You know, so I'm still asking that question. And anytime they want to come and talk to me, I could email John, but I'm not going to do that. But if they want to talk to me, I'd love to talk to them and kind of figure out what's going on, you know. So I'm with you. But like I said, I've seen a lot of good things that shows that Stadia is still marketing. They're still pushing. They're getting games day and date. They're still getting new games onto the platform. That's been the key, the biggest key, to see things like that. And we have been. So there's been some good stuff, like I said. Yo, we got a new member, Fletch, coming in, and Sunny. Welcome to the Sunny Club, my man. Thank you, Fletch. You came in with the 20, and now you came in with the member, and then G Million, $1.99. I don't filter when I play video games. Yeah, well, you're not content creation, so you can say all the crazy stuff in your head or out loud at home. All right, let me keep going. Thank you for the $1.99, and Fletch, thank you for becoming a member in the 20. I really appreciate that. Young Orbit says, when Netflix started, it really didn't have any competition until much later. Then it did. It started to produce its own content, which Stadia will not have any. Maybe in the future. I think it'll change. Do you feel GeForce Now is likely to be left behind with other services constantly bringing other big titles? No. I think GeForce Now is always going to have a market for what they do, which is kind of cornering the PC market that can't keep up with the upgrades. GeForce Now is such an interesting service because it's just it doesn't have a dedicated community. It's just kind of like this middleman that just does something and it does it solid. Man, if I were like in the GeForce Now team, and I don't know if they listen to these, I don't think they do, because you know I talk to you guys, and mostly a lot of us here like Stadia. We do talk other services. They should really get with me, the GeForce Now team. And I could message them and be like, because I have direct access to them, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a little weird with those guys, but there's a lot of things that I see with GeForce Now that can really be improved upon, and I think it's always going to have a place in cloud gaming. It's never going to be number one in regards to just being that go-to, unless they can somehow just get every single game possible on there without any of the publisher developers opting out. Thumbs up your tags, your Stadia mobile device. Note Samsung. Nice, Lamont. I for some reason get anxiety playing on Stadia because I feel if my Wi-Fi goes down, I'm screwed. My Wi-Fi is great, but just in case, I always have that in the back of my mind with cloud gaming. No, I hear you, Tom Buse. Check out your phone. Check out your phone, your mobile data, because sometimes, no, I'm not gonna say it works for everybody. Maybe it's like a smaller percentage. But for me, I've played 4G on Stadia and it's worked pretty decent. So just kind of make sure to test that out. I know some people don't like playing on their phone, but I have 100 games that I can use on GeForce Now, and it's kind of sad that I should buy them again here. I hear you, my man. The big problem with Stadia has is the blog post. Why they own YouTube. So Happy Cloud Gamer, you're saying that they should do more marketing, more announcing. I mean that could always improve. In the beginning of Stadia Pro, people made jokes about how they will have every game in the library with Pro because they were less games, but see where we're at right now. Wolfgang, I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like yeah, I don't know what you mean. Gabriel says the GeForce Now logins are annoying. Yes, they're really annoying. They're my biggest problem. Many games don't have save configs, and some games can't change language because they need to restart, and you can't do that because GeForce Now closes the session. Yes, it's one of my most for sure annoying features, having logging in all the time. It's literally the biggest reason that I don't use GeForce Now as much. It's because the logging in drives me insane. My man Sonny's on the Conor McGregor energy. You said you were beating up an old lady on Judgment. Yes, now I remember. I think I was walking the streets, wasn't I? Phoenix says, nevertheless, you are willing to wait 10 minutes for matchmaking in DBD on Stadia. No, I don't. I don't wait 10 minutes. I play the opposite of whatever is not popular. So if the killer has the fast queues, I go play the killer. If the if the survivors have the fast queue, I play the survivor. So I don't wait. I don't like waiting. You wanted to know if you could start fights with civilians. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for becoming a member again, Fletch and G Million for the $1.99. Stadia needs Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield. Stadia needs all the games, my man, and I won't complain. One thing to know is that Netflix was not a streaming service at first. Yeah. Hi, Sunny. I hope you're good. The most frustrating thing with Stadia is Google keeps their roadmap under wraps. Yeah, man. I want to see more beyond this year. They gave us a little mini roadmap for this year, but I'm with you. I want to see more. Guys, we're within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're doing a giveaway soon. So get your exclamation raffles in. If you did already, don't do it again. If you already did it once, don't do it again. You can find the best deals everywhere and play it on GeForce Now, but for Stadia, that's not true though, Amir, because not every game that has not every game's on GeForce Now, my man. Not every game's on GeForce Now. GeForce Now has got its mix of problems as well. GeForce Now is my favorite way to play multiplayer games with my PC gamer friends. Yeah. Unfortunately, Stadia games rarely have crossplay play PC. Yeah, I'm hoping that if some of these big games do come out for Stadia, they're definitely gonna have some crossplay, and we were seeing that a little bit. Outriders having crossplay is awesome. Actually, it hasn't had it, right? They're waiting for the patch. Sonny, do you know when the update for Outriders is coming to Stadia? I saw something recently. They announced it, and I think it's coming soon. Guys, let me know in the chat. Has the Outriders patch actually hit yet? Because I know they talked about it on Twitter. When I first heard about Stadia, I was so hyped. So I ordered it and bought Cyberpunk for a few weeks. I was really happy with it, but I haven't played on Stadia for months. I think the hype is over. Yeah, there's not as much hype as there was back in December. That's for sure. I feel like the reason why everybody assumes you need Stadia Pro is because Google pushes it the most. Letting people enjoy Stadia without a Pro sub and giving Stadia base 4K is much more attractive. You know, I'm with you on that, Rion. If you buy a game on Stadia, I'm in full agreement that it needs to have 4K support. That's one of the things that I do give a little bit of flack for Stadia on. I think the reason why people assume you need Stadia Pro, though, comes from when Stadia first launched, and you needed to buy in order to use Stadia. And I think that's where the biggest misconception is on it. When you launch something, you kind of have that one chance to get all this like marketing and all this press. And I think that's definitely been one of the things that has stuck with people, thinking that you need Stadia Pro to actually play on Stadia, and you don't. Eddie says the cloud gaming is tough market right now. They can't show their hands too early, or all the other platforms try to steal. I'm actually kind of with you on that for sure. Yeah, I'm with you on that. G Million says I'm a content creator and part of SBCN. That's awesome, G Million. Thank you for the $1.99, man. And that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. So you stream and stuff? That's awesome, G. PCs have a high cost of upgrades. Consoles have the storage issues. Stadia has neither of these cons. This is Stadia's strength. Yeah, for sure, Rusty. Fletch says, how good is Cyberpunk? I enjoyed Cyberpunk quite a bit, Fletch. I think it's a fun game. I like the story. I beat it from start to finish. Not only did I just beat it, I grinded it out. Did quite a few of the missions, the side missions. I really enjoyed it. Oh, some people did not enjoy it, so it's kind of a mixed bag on who you ask. WC's GFN is pretty good. Just wish it would make most of the games on EGS and Steam available. I mean, it's literally a PC. Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. If GeForce Now just could get like most of my Steam library, I have hundreds of games on there, is not playable through GFN. So, I mean, that's kind of like Ron says. I'm hoping Shadow lasts. Like Shadow is honestly like if you're good at knowing how to use like upgrading your PC and troubleshooting if things start to come up, which I am good at all those things. You like Shadow, to me it makes a little bit more sense. And I've been a big fan of Shadow, but Shadow's been going through their own stuff, man. So that's been tough to see. Ron, thank you for reminding me on that. I use it as a computer for personal and work purposes. Yeah. Tom says I'm definitely on the GFN fanboy group. You know, that's what I was mentioning earlier, Tom. I would love to talk to the GFN team and try to like figure out a plan to get, you know, GFN their own like community, because there really isn't much of a community. It's more like a collective group of people who go, oh hey, you know, that game's good to go. It's not like Stadia. We have a community here. We have people very like excited to know about things coming, and it's just so night and day. And I think it's just because GFN just doesn't have its own like, it's really its own ecosystem. It's kind of like the middleman, you know, kind of like Shadow a little bit too. Shadow's kind of falls in that category, but I think even Shadow's got its own dedicated. So that's my only thing, and I'd love to talk to them on working on that. I've had GeForce Now since beta came some time ago. Really like using it, but been spending more time on Stadia the past year. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep saying this over and over till I'm blue in the face. If you can get a NVIDIA Shield Pro with GFN and you have that AI upscaling, that is just insane. The games look so good on with GFN and AI upscaling, the 4K AI upscaling. GFN's got some good stuff. You know, it's for me, it's good in performance. Love the performance. But yeah. All right, let me keep it going. Hold on, guys. We're catching up here. We are so close to this giveaway, guys. Get ready. The thing with GFN is that among the 10 million players, most of them aren't paying for the services. The free membership is still granting you the same access. Yeah, there's a lot of people who use GFN free. Sonny, what do you think about Apple Arcade? AK Ultra, I literally have no thoughts. I'm not part of the Apple ecosystem. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really know a ton of what's happening with Apple. So I don't really have much of any thoughts on it. I think people think you need Stadia Pro because getting started with Stadia Video says try free now. So maybe people think that the base free version is some sort of trial. Yes, Saturn, you're right. You're literally right. That's one of the things that I've thought about Stadia doing somehow of some sort of rebrand, something that where they can really market this. Maybe that's what they're waiting for with the Google TV, maybe a new bundle. Maybe they're looking to re-establish, because I think they need to do something that really hammers home that Stadia is actually free. And I feel like they do need to get rid of the whole putting your credit card in. Let people just have the option to just buy a game if they want, or playing the free to play games. I keep saying this, Stadia's free to play is insane in terms of how amazing it is, because you're getting essentially close to next gen, if not next gen quality for free. You're like, that's why these Destiny 2 creators are praising Stadia, and they should be, because I've been sitting here from the mountaintop going, yo, this free to play is insane. This isn't like GFN where you're only getting an hour limit. You can play at such high quality for free, you know, and you don't have to pay a dime. You're just enjoying the game, and that's it. Like, if you want to invest in like the store, you know, or if you want to buy some DLCs, great. But man, that's why I'm hoping for Stadia to still get even more free to play games. Hopefully Outcasters gets announced here at some point. There's a lot of cool stuff, man, that I love with Stadia that they're doing, but I'm hoping that it all continues to expand. Shadow's Epics just needs to lower the latency here in the UK. Lamont is telling you Cyberpunk is tight. Nice. That's why Nintendo's so popular. Those cartridges you buy will always work. The GFN group is in Discord. You want to reach out to them, you would want to reach out to Mr. Hanbolo. Yes, Jamie. Not only I'm in direct contact with all with all those gentlemen. There's actually a creator Discord, and we're all in there. I'm in there. If everybody buys Stadia or gives one free obtained via pre-order deal to a buddy, would probably be much bigger now. I bought one, so I think they're kind of lining something like that up. Geek to Sneak. There's going to be some new referrals, and so they, like I said, I think there's a big push coming. I think there's a really big push coming, and I think it's going to happen this summer. Google needs more commercials explaining the features of Stadia. Yeah. All right, here we go, guys. You guys ready for this this giveaway? Let's do it. All right, let's go. Exclamation raffle. We're going to give it one more minute, and we are good to go. We're going to start giving this away. We're going to give away... I finally caught up with chat. We're going to give away Judgment on Stadia. I'm very, very excited for whoever wins this. If you already did exclamation raffle, don't do it again. The members, if you're a member on the channel, if you hit that join button, you do receive an extra ticket. Are you excited about Death Carnival? Yes, actually I am. I think it's going to be the best online experience on Stadia. Whoa, that's interesting. I love that it's going to have cross-play. I'm very excited for Death Carnival, actually. I've been waiting for that game for a while. I'm glad it's still on the trajectory to come. Jordan says, hey, not gaming related, but is that Christmas tree with lights in your background? Yes, it is. Exclamation raffle. We're going to give this about 60 seconds, and we're about to do this giveaway right now. Get ready, guys. I'm excited, giving away Judgment today. If you guys haven't already, you must subscribe. Let's go over the rules while we wait. You have to be subscribed to this channel. If you are not subscribed, the bot is not going to pull you. It's set up to not pull you. It is set up not to pull you, so you are not going to get in here. So you have to be subscribed. If you guys can do me a huge favor, I'd appreciate hitting that like button. Guys, literally, I just checked my subscriber numbers. I am 3 away from hitting 16,700. Do me a big favor, guys. Okay, I know it says on my thing that I've updated the numbers, but it's not updated. So I'm still 3 away. So if you guys can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Okay, couple rules, couple things. Let's go over them. I need to have a list. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set up a list because I always forget something, but I have some new rules on my giveaways, so pay attention, guys. So, couple things. One, you have to message me if you win through Discord. Join our Discord or message me directly on Twitter. You have to be present when I pull this giveaway, so you have to type in the chat. Make sure you type in the chat. All right. Another thing, I don't give away the key right away. It takes days. It could even take weeks. I know there was a couple cases where it took almost 2 weeks for me to get you the key. Don't spam me too much about it. If you message me too much about it, I'm not going to give you the key. I've been getting a little bit too many spam messages lately about like, hey, where's my key? It's like, guys, I have given out hundreds of games. I have never not given out a key. So just keep that in mind. Another thing, this is a little bit unrelated. If you're a member on the channel, I just want to say this for the record. This is a little bit off topic. If you're a member on the channel, make sure you do hop on the Discord and you make sure that you are labeled as a member, because I actually do giveaways for others, like for Steam and Nintendo Switch, and I give away to members. And so just keep that in mind. Just want to say that for the record. This is just a random announcement. I want to make sure you guys are getting enough, because every 2 months I'm giving away just random games to people. I get a ton of keys every single week, literally 10 games a week, and I need to give those away. So I'm giving away to members exclusively, but it's not for Stadia. So all my Stadia giveaways are done here. Just keep that in mind. Okay, I got that all out of the way. Dark Rico goes, I can vouch. Is your DMs on Twitter open? Yes, they are open. Hey, sorry, Sonny, I'm late. Great stream as always. Hope everyone's doing well. All good, Chuck. We're about to pull this giveaway. Here, let me log into my work Gmail and follow you in my stream on YouTube. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. They're ungrateful, Sonny. Don't send them no keys if they're tripping. That's all good, Rue. Another thing too, if you end up being one of those people, this has happened the first time in the last 3 years of me 2 years giving away keys. I always knew it would happen, but somebody 2 weeks ago came in and tried to yo, can we hold on. Okay, can we ban this guy, please? Please ban him. Anyways, I had somebody try to steal someone's key. If you're that guy, you're gonna get banned. So don't be that guy. Don't take away someone's key. That person luckily didn't get the key. So all right, guys, you guys ready? Let's go. Let's do this giveaway, guys. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm excited. We're giving out Judgment here on Stadia. How many tickets? Oh, we almost matched last week's. Last week we almost hit 300 tickets. This week we're at 282 tickets. That is insane. You guys are insane. Here we go. Let's go. All right, we're gonna close the entries. All right, here we go. And our first pick, you have to, I'm not gonna give you much time, so make sure that you type in the chat right away. Somebody missed out on a giveaway because they typed literally a minute too late. That was last week. Don't be that guy. Here we go. Hippo Pluto. Hippo? People? People Pluto? Hippo Pluto? That is that's an interesting name, my man. All right, we're not gonna give Mr. Pluto much time. Let's see if he messaged me. There he is. All right, congratulations to Pluto for winning today's key. Congratulations, Pluto. Oh man. All right, you know what? Let's give away one more key. Pluto, I wish I could. I'm running out of keys, but I want to give away more stuff to you guys. We're gonna give out one more key for Killer Queen Black. I still have a couple, so let's pull one more winner today. This Pluto won Judgment, so congratulations to Pluto. So this game not as exciting, some Killer Queen Black, but I really enjoyed it. I think you guys will enjoy it if you win this key. I recommend the game. It's only $10 and it has cross-platform play. So let's do one last giveaway. All right, we're going to pick another winner. Richard Brown, are you in the chat, sir? How can I tell if I'm a member on Discord? Your name will light up red. Yes, we are going to have a runner-up. Is Richard Brown in the chat? Oh, Richard Brown. Congratulations to Richard Brown. You have won Killer Queen Black. So there it is. 2 giveaways done today. Thank you, man. Guys, for all you guys hanging out with me today and winning some giveaways. Good stuff. Congratulations to Richard. Cool to see. I was really expecting that we were going to go through quite a few names, but we did not. So good stuff. Congratulations to Pluto and Richard. Make sure you guys message me either through Twitter or through Discord. The link should be down below. And there it is, guys. This was a ton of fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. We will be back, of course, next week. And we should have some giveaways. We'll have some more giveaways next week, so stay tuned, guys. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the donations today. Thank you for all the new members. You guys have been awesome. I will see you guys here soon. Good stuff. I'm seeing all the messages. Been a blast, Sonny. Thank you, Dark. Thank you, guys. You guys have a great weekend. I have some family stuff to go do after this, so Sven, thank you for being with me. You've been here since the beginning. Thanks for the stream again, Sonny. Made my last work hours go away faster. For sure, Sven. Thank you. Kate, thank you for the $2.99. Wow, you guys aren't letting me escape. Kate, thank you for the $2.99. Hydrated. Have a good one. Moon, Marcus, Moyer, Dave, Morgan. Have a good one, guys. Take care. I will see you guys next week for sure. And we have more giveaways, so stay tuned.